Okay, Jay, I have your quad done. So you told me that you wanted a 3-inch with GPS, made for Spectrum. So I went with the Airblade Intrepid. I really like this frame. This is actually the light version of this frame. There's a Pro and a light. This is the light. I'm not sure exactly what makes it a light. I know that instead of having slots, it just has holes for the motors because it only fits the 9x9 hole pattern, which these 1404s use. So you have the Airblade Superman motors, the 1404 3850 kV. You have the Speedix 20 amp 4-in-1 and the Omnibus F4 V6 flight controller. You have the AKK FX3 or FX2? FX3 Ultimate. And the HGLRC GPS. You got an XT30 in the back here. This TPU part right here isn't actually made for this frame, but I made it work. I mean, you can see it fits on there just fine. It had to stretch out just a little bit, but it's really nice to have that for the XT30 to hold it in the antenna tubes. So, and then you have the Spectrum 4649T receiver, which is right there. Oh, and I got these props too. I put these on another build I showed yesterday, but I put them on your build too because it's the same motors, and it seems like a really good combination for 3-inch. So these are the HQ 3030 2-blade props, and they just work really good on this setup. So enjoy those. Let's see, for your VTX, the button is right there. You can see it right here for changing channels, bands, power, and I'll send the little booklet that comes with it. But it does also have smart audio hooked up. Actually, it's Tramp protocol. There's the USB for your flight controller. I think that's about it. Your receiver, it does have a bind plug right here. That's the bind plug for the receiver right there. So it didn't come with a bind plug, but I actually made one. Let me see, where is it? It's right here. Yeah, I made one right here, so I'll just leave this plugged into here. So after you bind it up, just pull this bind plug out. Well, unplug the quad. Okay. First, plug the battery into the quad, and then hold your bind button on your radio, and then turn on the power on the radio. Bind it up, and then after it's bound, unplug the battery from the quad, turn the radio off, pull this bind plug out, turn your radio back on first, then plug in the battery to the quad, and it'll be ready to go. Open up Betaflight. And we'll spin up the motor. So click that, plug in the battery. You can see the LED flashing for the receiver, means it's in bind mode, ready to be bound. So I'll spin up motor 1. And that's going clockwise. Motor 2. Counterclockwise. Motor 3. Counterclockwise. And hopefully motor 4 will spin with this cable here. Let's see. Nice. and that's clockwise. So they're all good to go. I set up the OSD, I think, already. Let me check. Yeah, I set it up how I usually have it. Just battery, voltage, bottom left, RSSI middle, timer on the right. We can go through the settings real quick. In ports, you have UART1 for your receiver, UART3, oh, that's supposed to be tramp, I think. Tramp, and then UART6 GPS. And you can see up here you got the gyro, accelerometer, barometer, and GPS. So you do have a barometer as well. I think you said you wanted altitude hold. So let me save that. We'll go to the next tab. Configuration. The FC is upside down and backwards, so it needs to say 180 for roll and -90 for yaw for it to be right. So let's double check that. Let me move the quad. Yeah, so when I tilt it to the right, it tilts to the right. So that's how it's supposed to be. D-Shot 600, 8K, accelerometer and barometer are on. Serial receiver and Spectrum 2048. GPS is turned on and it's on U blocks. That's set. PID tuning, yeah, that's good to go. Receiver is set to TA-ER1234, which is what you want. The modes, I kind of set it up like I did. ARM is auxiliary 1, angle and horizon auxiliary 2, and then I did a GPS rescue for auxiliary 3. But there should also be, oh, and I turned on the beep for how many satellites the GPS acquires. And you can set up, whatever else you want. So that should do it. It's good to go. I'll ship it out probably today, maybe tomorrow, and I'll send you over some tracking. Alright, thanks Jay. Let me know if you have any questions.